the school districts.
This is how we're starting. What are they rolling out in Buffalo?
This is coming secondhand just because I watch them. You guys know Angry Cops? He's a YouTuber. He's a cop. He was a drill sergeant. You've probably seen the video where the guys have just gone into like the CS gas chamber for the stuff, and they're running out crying, and he's yelling, "Flap your wings!" or "Flap your arms! Flap your arms!" It's that guy. He also has the video where he's like stabbing people. He's like, "Where's your battle buddy?" Bop, and he's getting them as they're training. But he's also a New York SVU, like the special victims detective. That's what he does.
So he's like Ice Cube.
Yes. But real.
Ice Cube is very real, Nick.
I got you. No, but he was talking about how there have been multiple cases in Buffalo, New York, where child abuse reports of in school, out of school, have been neglected, like seriously neglected, and you have a duty as an educator or like a resource officer or anything in that school to report it to the correct place, but instead they're putting it into like the police systems as, I forget what the phrase that he used was, but it was like resolved or just a non-essential case where these are children that are, you know, facing abuse in most situations where it's being
So what was that earlier about squaring up with children?
That was something that you brought up, Michael. You brought it.
I didn't
up.
bring it.
There's apparently a law where students can now square up with their teachers.
Yeah, you can fight back.
I guess you can fight back against teachers, which
I don't know. Dude, some of these high schoolers are like huge.
I'd fucking lay a dude out especially a high schooler. I feel like I have enough on a high schooler, bro. Except if he's like,
I was on the wrestling team.
6'7".
I was on the wrestling team, and I guarantee my older brother, when he was in high school, would whoop all of us now. Except maybe like, I don't know.
Me.
Trent could definitely. Trent has jujitsu.
Because you can't wrestle Trent because he's just gonna slither at him.
He's so.
That's right. Yeah, he learned
a
from
guy.
the Tibetan monks, bro.
If
Tibetan monks.
If Cole got you in a headlock, he'd rip your fucking neck off before you slid it out.
He learned how to.
It would be like
he'd flip you over his body at like the speed of light.
He starts getting like you're ready to square up. You just grab like a bunch of oil from underneath your desk, douse yourself. It's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
It would be like Omni-Man and the fast guy. I don't know what his name is.
Red Rush.
Like where like Omni-Man's Cole and Trent's Red Rush.
He gets a few good ones in, and then
as soon as he gets caught, it's over.
Yeah, dude. But no, I'd be careful about squaring up with children.
True. Like middle schoolers.
I don't think that's a real. That can't be a real.
I
thing.
swear it is.
Be careful. Where's this info coming from?
Dad, Jamie, pull it up.
I was about to say.
Jamie, pull that.
Wait, what's that in the search bar?
Oh.
Dog. Nutsack.
I love dog nuts.
Who was looking that up?
I don't know who has the keyboard.
Chance.
I think it might have been me.
I think Chance has a keyboard.
Nick, if you could beat up one kid over one reason, like, but you could only do it once, you like get a free pass.
Prohibits teaching staff member from allowing.
It's teachers to fight students.
Oh, hold on.
I just feel like they can't be real.
Teachers to fight teachers? Do you think teachers could fight teachers?
Oh yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, there's videos of situations where like students are fighting students. A teacher will get in the middle, get hit, and then hit back. Like I've seen that happen before.
First one, whitehouse.gov.
That can't be real.
That's from like 2 weeks ago.
Common sense school discipline.
Oh my god. Honestly, I'm not saying all these kids are bad, but I feel like it's kind of like the ruler with the knuckles. Like,
yeah. Hitting him in the fucking knuckles, dude. Come on, that's just discipline.
Yeah. Title 6 protections against. This is all discrimination stuff.
It calls for appropriate action against educational agencies that fail to comply with.
Action to combat the increased levels of classroom disorder and school violence that teachers and students are facing due to flawed Obama Biden. See, of course.
Obama Biden policies. I like how no one's talking on this portion. This is gonna be a terrible chunk of podcast.
It really is, especially because I'm not recording the screen.
Yeah.
President Trump prioritizes the need of students, parents, and teachers over the demands of teachers' union.
I don't know if a student is threatening a teacher with violence, and I guess initiates something. I feel like there might be a duty to react to it, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
but also that's the fact of like majority of teachers tend to be women,
True.
and
Here's
All
my
the
logic.
teachers are allowed to deploy 22 caliber.
Here's my thinking. It's like the same thing as psych patients. You can't, as a medical provider, you can't hit,
right.
It's
You
like
can't cause
patient.
harm. I get it.
even if they're fucking you up. You're legally not supposed to. Obviously, if you're getting whooped bad enough, you're gonna start doing something.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a degree of self-defense.
Yeah.
But that goes along the principle of if their mind isn't
There.
Sound.
if they're not
mentally sound.
capable of understanding what they're doing or the harm they're inflicting. And so, could you bring that across and say that, like to a degree, based on the age of child, do they have the decision making ability to understand what they're doing?
I feel like there's gotta be a grade cutoff too.
Absolutely.
Because like, what if you're squaring up with like a middle school? I could fuck up a couple middle schoolers, but I don't know if it's like warranted.
And you could also I feel like a middle schooler, an average middle schooler, is not going to do much damage to you.
You would kill a middle schooler with your.
I feel like with their capability, you could.
There's some tall middle schoolers.
There are some
Having been in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade recently, there are some tall middle schoolers there, and
Only getting taller.
I'm just saying, like, I think I could probably see some of the teachers there get hurt if there was, for some reason, one of them snapped and did something.
I think I could kick a third grader's ass.
The third graders are a whole not. They are not.
Second grade.
Is
Is
third grade
probably-
middle?
Fight.
No. Third
I
grade's
can
only.
see that.
Third graders are like
That'd be like
10,
midget
right?
boxing
Or
for
8.
Trent, bro. That'd be a low key. I would buy the tickets for that.
Get in the corner.
1 third
What's the
grader
argument? What is
versus
it, like-
Trent.
Could you? How many rounds could you survive if every wave is 10 third graders, but every 10th wave is 10 third graders and a 5th grader? And it's like,
Oh,
how
so that's
many-
like Hellhound Round.
Yeah, it was like how many could you go through?
I get in a corner.
I could
Wait,
at least
what?
go for,
What?
like,
What's the
If
fifth
you-
grader?
every 10th round
There's a fifth grader.
and 10 third graders.
This is what I do. I go in the
I
back
could
of
do
the
like
stall.
20 at least.
I think
Third graders, it just
it's
stamina.
like to the death kind of like
That
you
is
would-
true.
you
You're
have
gonna
to.
get pretty worn out.
If there's like an intermission between each round, then I'd say you can go a decent.
Can you
round.
train?
I
I'd go at
think
least 20.
intermission after 10.
Can you train the last one? To, if you need to get
Yo.
doors or buy ammo or
You are
package.
not
Yeah, you-
converting them into.
It's exactly what it is.
You're
It
not
has-
being a necromancer for the
Break-
fucking third graders.
break the kid's leg and just run around a little bit.
You guys act like you're dead, and then you'll join my team.
There was that movie that came out. I think it was called Cooties, but it's that scenario essentially where it's a bunch of
I think I know what you're
kids
talking about.
who are infected with something, and then the teachers. It's like if you're prepubescent, you're infected, but
Mhm.
if you're through puberty, you're fine. So it's all the teachers like gearing up with classroom tools and like symbols and stuff, and they're just like clapping the kids' heads and stuff. Rainn Wilson from The Office and a bunch of other stuff is in it. And he's the gym teacher, and he's just shoulder checking kids, and he's like, got a hockey stick, and he's whacking them. It's a funny movie.
There was that other Cooties movie.
Which one?
Oh, it was on Netflix. It was about the French dance school.
Oh, dude, I know what you're fucking talking about. You sick
Cuties?
fuck.
Come on,
Oh
I was
my god!
You disgusting.
it was a good play on words, though. I don't want to talk about that. It was a good play on words.
Yeah,
You
that
gotta-
was like one of
brought
the
it up.
first YouTube videos to get like, I think, like 1 million thumbs down.
What a crazy concept that was allowed to be produced.
on Netflix.
It's-
It's because they're French.
I say it's they're French, but it's also like
It's their
the
heritage.
Hollywood sphere too.
Oh, absolutely. What was the video that was so bad that's when they got rid of dislikes?
I think it was.
It
something
was
to do
the
with
rewind,
president.
wasn't
It was the rewind. You're
We
right.
control rewind.
It was something before that. I'm pretty sure it was a political figure.
I think you might be right.
I think it was a political figure who put something out, and there were so many downvotes on it that they got butthurt. But I think the rewind was part of it.
I think Rewind. I remember when Rewind was coming out. How poorly received it was.
I think one of the only
I
good
just
ones.
don't remember why. to be
I-
honest.
It was because it wasn't a. I think it was
Was it like Will Smith is like, oh, that's hot.
because I don't think it was
that's
a
right.
true celebration of what it was. Like the old ones were like the big channels, and I didn't watch many of them. But like the slow mo guys were always a big part of it because they are still like a very high top performing channel for good reason. They make good stuff.
Oh yeah.
I remember the guy Marquez Brownlee dropping out of the battle bus.
Yeah.
That shit was so funny.
Now he has an
Marcus
app for
Brownlee.
wallpapers that got slammed.
YouTube Rewind 2018.
Yes, yeah, it was something to do with the political.
Why is Joe Biden there?
He's just there. He's reacting.
He was in YouTube Rewind.
I'm in YouTube Rewind.
Yeah, I like how you can still thumbs down videos.
There's just no
But-
counter.
Yeah, it just doesn't count. But then there's always those third party apps who like do a calculation based off of like Snow White has gotten so many on all the trailers. Star Wars in recent years has gotten a lot of it. It's a lot of stuff that's just
And I feel like for a bit they had it where if you inspected the page and you looked at the code, you could still see.
you can still see it.
You could
yeah.
see the value.
They just gotta bring it back. Like people's feelings can get hurt.
It's also like
It's
there.
like-
It's I don't even. What does dislike even do? Does it affect algorithm at all, or is it
I
just?
think so, but at the same time, I don't know. I think it does though.
I think it's just like it affects algorithm, but like it'll just cause it to be recommended to more people. Like just any form of interaction
Right,
with the video.
interactions, the big algorithm thing, but it also does allow people to look at like, oh, this thing has many
It still
likes versus
holds?
dislikes.
No way it still holds.
YouTube Rewind
Even
20.
Baby Shark.
Way.
Is it 2018 or 19?
18.
18.
Baby
Justin
Shark.
Bieber's baby.
Sadat too. Yeah, that was a huge one. Johnny Depp, yes, Papa.
Oh,
That's
my
Oh, no,
God.
why did I say Johnny Depp?
That's 2016.
2019.
Okay.
I don't know that one. Learning the color. These are all
It's Cocomelon. Of course, it's gonna suck.
educational video for children.
There's a Wheels on the Bus one with Cocomelon.
Old McDonald's.
Why are all these nursery rhymes?
It's because nobody likes them.
I think it's more because like they get insane.
Okay, of course
Ken
it
this
has.
billion,
Yeah,
get a
of
million
course it
dislikes.
does.
How many does it have?
Try to.
5.72
Did you control F?
I don't know if that's by million.
Cuties. I want to see how many that got because I remember it getting an incredibly large amount of dislikes.
It's every day, bro.
I don't see it.
Is it not there?
Did I spell it wrong? I can't see that.
CUTIES.
Just keep scrolling. We'll see.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess it's not there.
Dame tu cosita.
Dame tu cosita.
Oh yeah.
Despacito?
Do you know the translation to Dame tu casita?
What is
Nah.
it?
I think it's literally like, I forget what
All right, I'm gonna Google
it was. Something Spanish, but it's literally like an inappropriate ass song. It's literally about like touching people, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. I'm going to an incognito tab.
I
and then
swear to
Googling
you, it is.
I think Despacito translates to slowly.
Yeah, you're right.
Dame tu casita meaning.
Dame tu cosita in Minecraft.
Give me your little thing.
Slash
Ah,
honey
ah.
Give me
Move
the
over
thing.
here. Move over here. Give me your little thing.
Move over here.
Give it to me. Give it to me. So hot. Let's go here to the
There's
little corner.
fucking
Okay.
Dancing
Because
alien
you're so
with
pretty,
this.
baby.
Dude,
Song sing this at this.
Hispanic people are so freaky, dude. Like, you know Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny. All of Bad Bunny's lyrics are just like.
I will spit in your butthole. Shit like that. It's like, bro, get a grip.
Friday.
Lock in, bro.
Infinite Warfare
Oh, no,
reveal
not
trailer is
Infinite
pretty crazy.
Warfare
Infinite
trailer.
Oh my
Warfare
God.
was good, bro.
Ethan, bro. Ethan was so cool.
Ethan is so cool.
My boy.
Another baby shark.
What's the one with Spacey?
That's
Advanced.
Advanced Warfare.
Gangnam Style.
That was a great
I-
cop.
That was a real.
In comparison to what we get now, oh my gosh.
We were freaking out over that. Oh my god. I
And people
could've
are saying
been
we're
good.
back with fucking the newest the newest
Black
Modern
Ops
Warfare.
It's the same bullshit.
Yeah, that's why
The
we.
missiles.
That's why we
We
all
gotta get
played
the
it for a
missiles.
month, and now none of us have touched it since.
Yeah.
How do you-
Dude, as soon as I heard the oh my goddamn Onion Mason, that's when I knew it was just over.
And it's not even. It's not the same voice actor. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's a different voice
Do you
actor.
remember the
I think so.
PKA where they had the voice actor
Yeah.
on? He's like, I got stabbed and I ran into the woods and sewed myself up and like, shut the fuck up. How old are you? They were just calling out on bullshit. No, but COD has been so
Thanks, dude.
just on the downfall. Like everyone's been hating, and I think for good reason. Like the writing has not been as good as it was before.
I feel like the multiplayer they made it all based on just movement too. I don't like the amount of
Yeah,
movement in
it's-
COD games.
If you like look into stuff like how they capture facial expressions at certain moments, how all the maps are designed to be
3
fast
lanes.
paced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast paced.
Short 3-lane maps.
Give us something interesting. You can have your 3-lane maps, but like switch them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Map design is one of the biggest misunderstandings where it doesn't always have to be this very competitive thing. It can also be fun.
Yeah, I also
like,
didn't
look at-
know I can run backwards at the same speed I can run forwards.
Omni movement is very weird.
The dumbest thing
Like
ever.
the fact that
I think
I
it's-
can
dive
run
is
pretty fast
pretty-
backwards, guys.
I
I'm
can
not
run
saying
pretty
it's
fast
not-
backwards too.
Not
but,
the
like,
same
I've-
speed that
with
you
a
can run
with
forward.
a plate carrier and
I'm
a
yanking your chain.
rifle.
It's just
but
it just feels weird, you know.
Yeah.
Like look back at the best COD, Black Ops 2. Obviously, that's the best.
Valid
COD.
too.
You can
Like-
sprint for maybe like
Yeah.
30 feet.
And then like the maps and the gunplay are so much better than what we have now. It's
Right.
like you have meta bullshit.
or hell, even the Modern Warfare, like the original Modern
Yeah.
Warfare.
That stuff was good.
Call of Duty 4.
Maybe we're just
Great game.
dated, bruh, and where it's not meant for us anymore.
You think it's rose tinted glasses?
I know I've played Black Ops 2 recently, and I can attest
but
that
there's,
it's
like,
the best.
There's a remarkable sense of like betterness.
Black Ops 2 holds up so well in all aspects. Campaign, multiplayer, zombies. It's so good. You got the maps. You got Hijacked, Nuketown 2025. That's like all I have off the dome. But there's just
Right.
Studio's
Crash?
a
Is
great
Crash
map.
Black Ops?
Crash. There is. I think no, that's Modern
Crash is
Warfare.
Modern Warfare 2, I think.
Carrier?
Carrier's
Carrier.
good, dude.
But
It's just-
that's the thing. There's not many memorable things in the new stuff. But the
Yeah.
fact that we're still talking about these old things is a sign that there's
Even like, I'm sorry, I just totally
no. I was,
compared to like newer stuff. I played Ghosts like a week ago. I pulled up a chair and I sat like 5 feet from the TV. And I was just having the time of my life.
Ghost is a really good game.
Ghost is
I don't
great.
understand
Ghost
the
is
hate on it.
alright.
Extinction,
the
dude.
thing.
I hated Extinction,
Really?
dude.
Extinction was so fun when you actually got it down.
It was a little confusing.
But
It was really
compared to modern stuff, we're going back to the old stuff for a reason.
And
There's a
I-
reason Revenge of the Sith
Yeah,
is making
I was
money.
just about to make that point. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say there's a reason these old things are making money, because while Revenge of the Sith is a prequel movie, and the prequels have their bad moments, they're still better than what we're getting now.
By
And it
miles.
might be partially nostalgia, but I think there is a clear sign that the writing is better, or the story, like any of that, is better than what we're getting now.
And it's all shows. Why is it all shows?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Like
with Star
Yeah, I
Wars
would-
especially.
The Acolyte,
Oh my god, it's Star Wars has become a television property.
and you got to juggle. You have to juggle Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and Boba Fett just to get the whole story.
Yeah, the fact that that's the part that kills me. You haven't had a Star Wars movie since 2019. Star Wars did the trilogy in the 70s into the 80s. Did a trilogy from was it 99, 01, 05
I think you're right.
or 02, 05. And then went on hiatus. We got the Clone Wars. Some people like it, some people hate it.
That's a shame.
I have things that I like about it. I have things that I dislike about it. I think there are things that could have been changed for the better. You can view it as their movies are in their own timeline. You can have the movies and Clone Wars, the movies and this. I like to do that sometimes. But then you got the Disney Star Wars stuff. And I forget what George Lucas said word for word, but he mentions white slavers, selling his thing into white slavers. And I forget what the rest of the saying is, but he clearly wasn't happy after he sold it. And it shows. I think there were talks of him possibly buying it back and somehow profiting from it.
I don't know.
And Star Wars has lost money.
I do like when I look at especially like Star Wars films now and just like the shows and stuff, I only tend to like the characters now. Not the story.
Even then, the characters are very thin, in my opinion.
Like,
Andor kills.
Andor's fantastic because they take time for the character writing. And the one character I liked the most out of anything under Disney Star Wars from 2015, right? That's when Force Awakens came out. 2015 onwards. The scene with Bill Burr in Mandalorian Season 2.
That was
where
great.
they're talking about Operation Cinder. And you can just see from his acting, doesn't have to say anything, how conflicted he is. And there's that look of, I'm going to kill this guy. And then he does it.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite thing. That other than Andor and Rogue One, I really like Rogue One.
Rogue One
the
kills.
robot was so
Season
He's
1
not
and
bad.
2 of The Mandalorian were some of the greatest Star Wars. Maybe more of 1 than 2.
I
One,
think one
definitely.
has far better writing.
Was Mayfield, when was that scene in season 1 or 2?
That was 2.
Then that's why
There's
I say
moments I like in Season 2. Luke, Mayfield.
Bo Katan.
Mayfield was
showing
good
up.
casting.
What is the robot's name in
K2.
season
K2.
1? K2.
No,
No.
IG-11.
He's the bounty hunter guy.
No,
Then,
I
like, he literally
IG
just fucking
it's not-
spins.
Rogue One, not Mando.
That
K2's Rogue One.
Yeah.
he's like the
IG.
one.
IG's
He has like an actual
He
face.
just-
The
yeah.
other one, it's like
The assassin droid.
What was that?
yeah, the assassin.
I know.
droid.
IG is it IG-11?
IG-11, and then he comes back.
I do like
He
the
comes
kids.
back.
I'm just like
yeah.
a
They can't have
boy
people
fan.
say. Did you watch Season 3? Season 3 was
No.
terrible.
I didn't
That
watch
was some of the worst writing I've seen in a show ever. But so my issue with Season 2 is it's go here, find this person, do quest, go find the next person. That's every single episode until the last one because it's different. Season 1 was better in my opinion
Season 1 was phenomenal.
And he
because
keeps
it was
coming
so
on.
detached. But then they started Ahsoka, Bo, who else? Boba Fett. They brought all these characters in. I think Mandalorian should have stayed him doing bounties.
I think Book of Boba Fett is way overhated.
That show was shit.
I don't think it was that
They took Boba Fett, a character who had so much aura, from like 10 minutes of screen time. Dude goes out like a bitch to a blind man. And people still love him. And they managed to turn him into a wuss. That should have been done 10 years earlier when Tamora Morrison was more fit and younger. And they squandered that opportunity. Was that you or was
I
that someone
saw it.
upstairs?
I saw it.
Okay. That show was terrible.
I don't
Fennec
think it was
Shand
that bad.
more.
Do you think it was a-
She was more of a Boba Fett than Boba Fett.
She a robot, bruh.
Fennec Shand is-
She got no organs.
How's the fact that works is let alone weird. The mod or whatever the fuck they were called, the mods.
the mods. That was
Oh my
dumb.
god. That chase, the ending where Boba Fett has a gunship. Instead, he goes back and gets an animal that's susceptible to blaster fire to fight these two massive droids. That's the kind of writing that I hate. Where there's a clear, better option. The characters would definitely think of said option. This is Boba Fett. The guy is resourceful. He's a bounty hunter. He knew Han Solo was going to leave in the trash and followed him. Instead, he got a fucking Rancor, a baby Rancor at that, to fight droids.
Dude, you have the greatest memory of anyone I've ever met because you're saying things I don't even remember. Like,
But those are the things I hate about it, is because Boba Fett is one of the smartest bounty hunters there is. He hears Luke unholster his pistol in Episode 5. He hears him while wearing a helmet. Do you know that scene? It's
in
the
Cloud
where,
City?
yeah, where they're transporting Han, and you see him just tilt his helmet
Yeah.
slightly.
Yeah.
This dude got turned into the bitchest of all bitches in Star Wars.
Do you think that, like, do you have an issue with them bringing him, like, saying, "Oh, he's not dead"?
No,
It was always theorized he was alive. If you read the Aftermath books, which we read in
I-
high school together, I remember we
Okay.
would talk about it.
I think we discussed. I think I just knew about that.
How the
Like, I think I
Jawas
just-
had his armor.
Yes, so I'm okay with him coming back. It's just that the manner in which they wrote
Right.
him.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you actually, like, I didn't know if you had an issue with.
I don't have an issue with him coming back, but like the fact that he got out in his armor, he remembers getting out in his armor, like he remembers the moment he got out of the Sarlacc, but instead flies his ship right over the center of the Sarlacc and gets caught by it when he has no reason to do that. I get if he wanted to kill the Sarlacc, I'm okay with that, but
I
And then,
just
of
can't.
cour-
I don't remember this stuff.
and
That's
then of
the
course
problem.
they had to have him drop the damn seismic charge.
That was in
which-
Mandalorian.
Of course.
No, they had him do it in Boba Fett too, where he's completely horizontal to the ground at no angle. Then all of a sudden the ship's tilted enough for it to fall into the mouth of the thing. That's the kind of writing I dislike in Star Wars. Is the lazy writing. They have the characters do whatever the hell they want to. That's so out of character. That's what I dislike.
He's known for cold moments. And
He's
especially, it
he's
sucks
aura
that-
farming, dude.
Yeah.
But in the show, he's not. And Tamora Morrison was mad at it too. He said, "I want to get back to him being a ruthless guy." He said that in an interview.
And
I
like
think-
no speech, no like just quiet.
Yeah, dude, he's a crime lord. He goes there to take over Jabba's palace and become a crime boss. He doesn't commit a crime. If anything, he's more honorable than ever. In
Well-
order to be a crime lord, you have to commit crimes. I get it. You can protect the towns and stuff. You can be a somewhat honorable criminal. What is it?
Yaksa boss, dude.
What is it that Mike says in or Better Call Saul? It's like, I've known good criminals and bad cops.
Yeah.
You can do that. He can be a good criminal. But that's the part I dislike about it. He should have been the best at it because he just sits and observes. That's what he was doing in Jabba's palace. He was just observing everyone.
Sit back and observe. Don't give him a reaction. Not everything deserves a reaction.
Is his I don't know if it's like a master who had the blue armor, same.
It was his
model.
daddy.
It was
It was
his
his
That was dad, bro.
yeah.
Jango
Yeah.
Fett.
Well,
Adopted
Jango?
adopted dad. He's a
Clone.
clone.
it was.
He's the
him.
clone.
What if Boba Fett had a kid?
Well,
His name
Boba Fett was
Jango
special
Fett.
though.
He didn't have the fast aging.
Yeah.
I mean, he was enhanced in other ways. too.
to drink one.
I'm alright, thank you.
Please.
Can you grab me another Rona light?
That was my issue with it. Is he's not a criminal. He should have. That's the thing though. Also, I guess it was the ending of Mandalorian. Like he goes to the palace, kills Bib Fortuna, sits on the throne. That's where we should have picked up. Was him literally just forcing everyone under his hand to be the thing. And you can have these moments where there's unrule and like you literally just walked in and shot the previous guy, who also should have been dead because he was on the damn Jabba's sail
Heck.
barge and blew up when they blew that up. That's a topic. So was Max Rebo. Max Rebo is dead, but somehow he survived.
He can never
Poor
have
Max
a name.
Rebo.
There's it's a clone. I can't the Clone Wars, I
Mhm.
think. And I forget what his name. It's like maybe Lando or something, or not Lando. He has like a red Clone Wars thing, and his whole thing is that he goes into a fight and he's almost deployed as a singular unit, where I forget what part of it, but he literally just starts grabbing blasters off the floor, using them up fully. He literally grabbed a heavy gun.
Oh, he's talking about the original Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
animated?
Fordo?
Fordo,
Fordo.
yes.
Yes.
That
yes.
dude is, bro.
Yeah, it was the
that
2D
guy
Clone Wars. It was
fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
2003.
Uh,
Young
Wait,
Bull.
does he show up in
Yes, this
That's what
motherfucker is
goes.
the
the
coolest man
original
ever.
Clone Wars stuff? I want to think that's canon. I personally want to believe that
There's no reason it can't be.
Who's that bull?
Yes,
I think he said it wasn't canon.
They said it wasn't canon, but there's like I don't think there's. I
I think there is because
Who that be?
Mace, and then that's just key art for a clone.
I think it's an OC.
I'm zooming in
I
more
think
to
that's
say
just
what
key art.
was. Yo, create any image you can dream up with
Um,
AI.
I think it's not canon.
Furry
because
art.
Mace Windu is the one who
Cash.
crushes Grief.
Yeah.
But I really like that show though. That is my personal.
You know what
Canon.
my
406
biggest gripe in
book?
Star Wars is?
What?
How the Clone Wars handled Grievous.
True.
The TV show. Like, they made him such a pussy.
Oh my god, yeah. Grievous in the movies could have been so much more enhanced if the Clone Wars did it right, but instead he's a massive wuss in everything, running away and like.
Yeah.
There's the whole issue too of the line in episode 3. He's like, my powers have doubled since you last met me, Count. Yeah, last week where we had this duel here.
That was on the Spice Planet, right?
I don't remember where it was, but that's the joke of like they ran into each other so much throughout the Clone Wars that line is supposed to make sense if they haven't ran into each other since episode 2.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason he says it.
Isn't it something about they say something about the height, and that's
Yeah,
supposed to like make
that-
it make sense?
Grievous and Anakin don't meet in the entire animated Clone Wars because Anakin says,
Yeah.
General Grievous, I thought you were
No,
taller."
Grievous says, I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you'd be older.
Oh,
And then Anakin's like, I thought you'd be taller.
yeah.
But then there's also Obi-Wan, where Grievous pops his arms, starts
he's
doing
like-
his thing. He's all of a sudden shocked. He might not have done it in the Clone Wars, but I doubt it fighting
He
Obi-Wan.
probably did a few times.
Or at least, like, he's... What was it? Kit Fisto and his
Kit Fisto's so cool.
Kit Fisto
goes out like a
is-
bitch
is-
to
yeah.
Palpatine.
That's what, when we were watching
his
it.
death noise is the one used in...
Ah!
it's used in, like, a Star Wars form.
Kit
which-
Fisto might be top 5 for me.
They changed his design, though. If you
Yeah.
look at episode 2 and episode 3, he looks scarier in one of them.
He's
He
got
looks
2 lightsabers,
scary
dude.
and
He's got an
three.
underwater lightsaber. That's so cool.
Yeah, but one of them, he, like, his eyes are, like,
His eyes are
Meteor.
huge in Revenge of the Sith.
yeah, you look, like, he looks creepier. Like, his teeth are sharper. There's a weird difference in it. But,
They're inverted. Like,
yeah.
Was he in episode 2 as well?
Is it
Yeah, he
FISTO or
pushes,
T?
Fisto.
he pushes...
Is
Pete-
Acolyte
Acolyte.
the animated series
No,
that
Acolyte-
looks like the comic books?
No, Acolyte is,
Yeah, see,
yeah,
look-
episode
look
2
at
versus
that.
episode 3. That's it, right there.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, I kind of like episode 2 more.
More.
Google Clone Wars, like, do the animated version of them. The Clone Wars version looks better. Because it's a combination of the two. Not that one.
Ooga, humana.
Humana.
Oh my god. Jeb, do you remember the scene where, I guess it is the Clone Wars, was it the guy with the horns, is it Sensi Tin or
Yeah.
whatever his name is?
He's got the helmet on. He's dropping
Yeah,
on the Star
he-
Destroyer.
Pulls the helmet on,
Yeah.
and he's like, time to abandon, or I forget what he says, he's like, we're gonna take hold of a
Yeah. Time
separatist
to
ship.
board him. or
Yeah,
something like that.
time to board, and they just open. It's like this center hangar,
Yeah.
or no, it's the side.
No,
the
I
side.
thought it was the top, and then they're upside down.
I thought it was the side. I think they go over like that.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's the side, like that cutout that's in the Venator. They go like that and just vacuum themselves out, and it's so cool because they just land on the separatist ship and they're shooting the shit out of the turrets and stuff. It's one of the most badass moves.
What is the comic book one where they had the
Was it Visions, where it was just like
Plo Koon is
Anthology
my
series.
goat, dude.
Plo
I
Koon's so
thought-
cool, dude. Everybody's
I
like,
like more
oh,
of the
Mace
designs
Windu,
of that
purple
show than
lightsaber.
a lot of
he's
the
so
new
cool.
ones now.
Plo Koon's good.
Plo Koon's cool.
Plo Koon's
Mace
That
Windu's
Dave- I
wiping
think
the
Dave
floor with Mace, or Mace Windu wipes Plo Koon and Kit Fisto together.
Yes, Mace Windu is the best swordsman. Yoda's
I-
the best Force.
Yeah,
Anakin is just Anakin.
Anakin's
And
the
Obi-Wan is just kind of all-rounder, but he's not great.
he's a Jedi Knight, dude. He
He's
killed
a
Darth
master
Maul.
jet-
He didn't kill
Obi-Wan's
him.
a master.
Well,
He's
he
on the
eventually
council.
killed him. Yeah.
I
He-
do
he
like
eventually
how
killed him.
Star Wars
Everybody's
Visions
like
has-
70.
I like the way that they break the actual lightsabers themselves, where like the idea of having a scabbard for a lightsaber is the coolest thing ever. Especially
That one anime that
when he's literally unsheathing it and you can see
Oh, yeah.
it just
The Ronin.
breaking out and you can hear the fucking cracks coming from the scabbard when he eventually pulls it out. And especially like It was one of them that had an umbrella
Yeah.
Yeah.
where it literally you plug it into the lightsaber and it pulls out a bunch of blades on the fan. It is the
What was that called? Legends?
I swear I was about to
Visions.
ask the same question. I just saw an Acolyte clip earlier
Oh my god, Acolyte's
where when the lightsaber turns
whip.
red.
Oh my god. Yeah, when she bleeds the kyber crystal. Oh my god, that show's terrible. The first instance of force choking, like 50 or 100 or 50 years or however many years before.
I think it's like thousands.
No, it's 100. Yoda's still alive, and somehow they break Ki-Adi-Mundi and put him in it.
Yo,
He
shout out
shouldn't be alive.
Ki-Adi-Mundi, bro. Shout out that noggin.
I thought it was the Old Republic.
No, it's not.
Huh.
No, I'm pretty sure it's High Republic, which is like. I gotta look at.
There's isn't there like now 2 technical ways to bleed a kyber crystal? The new ones they made it like weird, but wasn't it before you just poured your hatred inside of a kyber crystal and it just
That's
made
not what
it?
it is.
Still?
Yeah, so
It's 100 years before Phantom Menace.
That's
So
so
the issue with it was Ki-Adi-Mundi was like 30
Ki-Adi-Mundi.
to 40 looking.
Yeah.
He's somehow still alive, even though his species lives like 80 years or something. Like it's like average human lifespan, something like that. And also the fact that he's in it. There hasn't been a Sith attack in years, right? You remember that? Like
Yeah.
they don't believe that Darth Maul was a Sith. They
Yeah.
don't believe that in the Phantom Menace. Motherfucker, you had that happen 100 years ago. You ran into a Sith. And the worst part is, the Master, fucking Leslie Headland's wife, nepotism right there. Which, again, nepotism isn't a bad thing, but it's annoying when you're, whatever. I get pissed off at this.
This is
I'm
great.
sure you
He
know.
knows so much that
Yeah.
it's like.
I'm telling you, he's the ghost of Christmas present.
She was the one who had the fucking whip, the lightsaber whip.
I liked that design very much.
Wait, what? I haven't seen the show.
The whip has always been
Bendy
a concept.
lightsaber?
It's always been
It's been a concept, but I
Like a
just-
noodle lightsaber.
Yes.
Like
Mm-hmm.
And she only uses it once to slice a bug in half.
E-bug.
Alright.
She tells Yoda at the end of it.
what's this
She
chick
says,
called?
Master Yoda, I have something to tell you. I can't remember her name, but just look up Acolyte whip lightsaber.
You.
Um,
Joe,
Can we pull
you.
up a clip of the Ronin?
that was my issue with the
lightsaber
Acolyte.
too?
Is it breaks so much established lore that like we haven't had Sith in years, we haven't had XYZ in like fucking Plagueis shows up. Darth Plagueis shows up for a second.
Hey, yeah.
That's it. That's the only time she.
Why does she look like that though? Why does this show look so like low budget?
It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre.
What did you want me to look up?
Look at the
Star Wars
Ronin
Vision
one.
Scabbard.
Yeah.
What do you think of Visions as a whole, Nick?
I didn't watch it because I just didn't care. It
Dude,
was oversaturation of Star Wars at that point.
God, dude.
That's how
You're
I like.
wrong,
I
dude.
haven't
this scene
seen.
Well,
is so cool.
you got I've watched Visions like 3 times. There are very good episodes. There's very high highs and extremely
That's what
low
you're gonna get
lows.
in an anthology series.
Opioid addiction.
Yeah.
That's what you're
It's
gonna get.
literally like an anime, but
This isn't it.
But like Kenobi,
This isn't it.
that was
No,
one
this
of
is,
my that was one of my last
search up-
straws.
it's like
Episode 1 of Visions.
Kenobi was one of my last straws for Star Wars. But when I heard that Andor was good, I was like, fine, I'm gonna give Andor a shot. Kenobi broke me. That was
look at this shit.
don't get me wrong, the animation's great. I just
Yo, he floated.
why is it?
I
why
saw
was
him
it needed?
floating.
And I think for me it was just oversaturation of like we need a thing to put out because we said we were gonna do a movie a year. We can't do a movie a year anymore because no one's gonna go see them. Put TV show out.
I like the idea of a spear also as a lightsaber. I find that very cool.
That's rough. I still feel like it's pretty saturated though, because I'm gonna be honest with you, Nick. I haven't watched.
You didn't watch the
Oh, that's the good part. I'm sorry.
That wasn't the good part.
Foolish.
I haven't seen past season 2 of Mandalorian. I haven't seen Boba Fett. I haven't seen Acolyte. I haven't seen Ahsoka. I honestly just don't feel the need to.
But that's the thing.
Clean.
But that's what I'm saying is
That was
they're
so
putting so
clean.
much out you don't feel like watching it.
Exactly.
It should be. That's oversaturation. That's too much. I don't
You
care.
see the same thing happening with Marvel.
Right.
The
Exactly.
Marvel
and-
too much
Who
out
cares
in
about?
the
I don't even
flop.
know what the new movie's called. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Thunderbolts.
Oh my god.
Apparently, I've heard decent things.
It's
I've
got
heard-
Bob in it. I
You
heard
say-
that
I've heard he's the best part.
from Top Gun.
Top Gun, also named Bob.
And he
There's two
wanted to
guys
be
named
named
Bob. He wanted-
Bob in the.
He wanted a different name. But apparently he's the best part, and they improve David Harbour's character from Black Widow far more than anything because he was a fucking joke in Black Widow.
The big
Don't
guy?
get me started on that.
Red.
Red Guardian.
Fact check me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure also the guy who's the Ronin in the Vision show also uses the forbidden technique where you literally just turn your lightsaber off.
I don't know.
Not-
Yeah,
Is
he
that-
does that.
So
to
here's
kill
the one
girls.
thing.
Is that like an honor thing? Like, is that.
I think so. I think
The
it's
Sith view it as weak, and the Jedi see it as like
dishonorable or
cheating.
something like
Just
that.
honor.
Because you're being deceitful with your lightsaber
Yeah.
is what it basically is.
I
So there's some few things I really like to come out of Star Wars. I like the was it Tales of the Jedi or whatever it was.
yeah, that was
It-
good.
I liked the one with Mace Windu. Or
Bad Batch season 1 was great.
I fell out of love with Bad Batch as well.
I think there was so much hype around that last season of Clone Wars
Yeah.
for Bad Batch.
Speaking of, what a disappointment those 3 episodes of junk that we got from
Which?
Ahsoka with the fucking.
the Martez sisters. So
What a
I
pile
like
of
the
junk.
Mandalore arc. They
I'm
should
not
have just
familiar.
released that as a movie. They should have just released the Mandalore arc as a movie.
I don't know. I like how they did it.
But the Tales of whatever, like those short anthology ones, we didn't need the Ahsoka ones. I'm tired of Ahsoka.
With Count Dooku's were great.
I liked Count Dooku's; those are fantastic. I really liked the Grievous one, where they show Grievous as a annihilator essentially, and he goes and
With
kills
Dathomir?
Dathomir. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that because that is the Grievous that I liked from Episode 3.
Yeah, dude. I was so tired of Grievous just getting like shafted by
Yeah,
TV show.
for some reason they made him more like they changed the design. I think.
Yeah.
He's like taller. He's
But if you think about it, like in the final season of the Clone Wars, you can only see Grievous for like 10 seconds. Which
yeah,
is, like,
it's just the opening like reset of Episode 3. It's like the moment where they're saving Palpatine. He abandons ship. Like those are the moments that we see. I think.
That could have been it. I wasn't.
I'm pretty sure that's the like we get a recap of what happens in Episode 3 in one of the Clone Wars episodes. But yeah, I like Mandalorian season 1. Some things could have been fixed, but I think the fact that it is so separated from what Star Wars was trying to push at the time, I think that's why people really liked it. Because it didn't have to deal with the sequels or anything like that. But then we got season 2, and I disliked that a lot, but there were moments that were good. There were some standouts things. What came after that was that Book of Boba Fett then.
Yeah.
I hated Book of Boba Fett. That was terrible. I get if you like it. You can
I don't
like
love
different
it.
things.
I just think it's overhated. To be honest.
I think Bill Burr is pretty.
Bill Burr is great. What came after that? Can you tell me what came after that?
Lego Star Wars.
Right. I think that's a sign of oversaturation. I think Bad Batch was after that. Or it might have been during that. But I like moments in the Bad Batch.
Was
I-
Bad Batch about clones?
It was
Clone
the
Force 99.
Clone Force 99, like the special ops guys.
But the batches were bad.
I like moments from it, but it's just more stuff of messing with the timeline of things. Like, there's so much now, like, right after Episode 3, where it gets confusing. Like, Jeb, we went and saw Episode 3, right?
Yeah.
There's that scene where Vader and Tarkin are on a Venator Star Destroyer looking at the structure of the Death Star. When does that take place in comparison to Bad Batch versus Rebels or, yeah, like, because if we're looking at that superstructure of the Star Destroyer, then I think or the Death Star, they should have had, like, the modern Star Destroyer, like the full Dorito Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that kind of is like, you just gotta slow down a little bit.
I was just thinking the other day, it's like They're filling every fucking space and time with information.
It's okay to have gaps in information. It's okay to not have
Right.
information. Mystery can be a good thing.
Yeah. They're milking it, like you said. It's oversaturated.
Skeleton Crew was terrible.
I've
What
heard
is it?
other words.
Star Screamer.
Otherwise.
It's
Scream with the C.
Screamer, yeah.
No, I hated Skeleton Crew.
In Star Wars. Just put Star Wars. It was Star something. They're found literally just in space, and if you
This-
come
Well,
across
That's a Wilhelm.
that Star
Star
Weird,
Weird.
What the fuck is that?
It's like the hyperspace thing.
they are basically
But that looked like the.
they're powerful entities that are found in literal the middle of nowhere, and if you come across one, it screams so loud that it can split a Star Destroyer in half.
Well, it should quiet down.
It's fucking nuts. I think there is actually there is a scene, I'm pretty sure, with a Star Weird in one of the shows, if I'm not mistaken. I swear there is
can't
one.
remember that.
If there was, then that would be the picture that was on that.
Ahsoka.
What's that called? Avogadro?
Avogadro.
Yeah.
Nick, I want to go back to
Air
this.
Force,
What do you
Angel.
think about this statement right here?
Was
Watch Andor before Rogue One.
yes.
You think?
I
Yeah,
think
chronologically, that's
So it depends on. So having watched Rogue One and then Andor, there's some things I do like about it. It fills you in on certain moments that inform his character. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. Stuff like that. Like he has that line, and then you get the episode where you're on his. Have you seen season 1? Watch it, please.
I'm working on it. It's worth it.
It is worth
I
it.
promise
Trust
it's
me,
worth
it
it.
is.
You
slow.
know me. You know I
I'm
hate.
crushing house, dude.
I know. Trust me. I've done the same thing where
Where are
I've
you at
had,
in house?
like
Me and
shows-
Trent are crushing house.
Refreshing.
Where are you guys at?
That's when I saw. Well, other than the only thing that sticks out like crazy is Doctor House getting shot.
I just watched that episode.
Is that a finale?
That was season 2 finale, but I'm a little farther past that. He's bounced.
How far are you in
I have
Andor?
blood in my nose and it's dripping.
What arc?
I think 4
That's
episodes.
bad.
I don't.
So
even.
are you on the second arc then? Like has he left Ferrex?
I believe.
Okay. Just wait for the prison arc. The prison arc is
I see. So I guess so many YouTube shorts,
the
dude.
prison
With,
arc.
what's that guy's name?
I can't swim.
He's Claw
Kino.
in Marvel.
Kino Loy.
He's.
Oh
I
my
like him
God.
as an actor, and I think that was.
It's
good
Andy
casting.
Serkis. Andy Serkis, Caesar, Gollum, Claw, just all around great.
He's just
actor.
like generic, gray hair, like bearded
Geezer.
Australian man.
He's so good though. He's
Scruffy Australian man. I was looking for the word
He's
scruffy.
just so good.
Scruffy Australian
but
geezer.
exactly, dude.
That arc in Andor is maybe my favorite, but there's some other good stuff where, do you remember the scientist from Thor? He's also in Avengers, like the guy who makes
Yeah,
the report.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's a rebel.
He reprised his role from Rogue One, right?
He wasn't in Rogue One.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Saw's in Rogue One.
I know, but I think the other guy is in Rogue One.
What's
he's
his
not.
name?
I'm pretty sure he's in Rogue One, bro. Because he
Stellan-
orders the
Stellan
hit.
Skarsgård. No,
He orders them to blow up something that.
no. I think he's gonna die in Andor season 2.
What's his name?
Dude, I swear he's in it.
I don't think he is.
I'm pretty sure. He is.
Look up Stellan Skarsgård.
Star Wars.
Summer vacation. Race one.
Stellar Skarsgård, yeah,
Andor.
How do I where do you see that? I don't know how to
in the description.
I can't remember his name.
Search up just that Rogue One.
Can you search up Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation? It's the
I
best Star
don't
Wars
think he
movie.
is.
It's the guy from Andor and
Theo-
Rogue One.
yeah, Theo Luna's in it. Hit images.
That's so funny.
I don't think he is, Jeb.
Somebody that looks like him is in Rogue One.
Are you thinking of the X-Wing pilot?
No.
Wedge.
Yes, Wedge Antilles. No.
How do you feel about the zombie clone
Terrible.
things? Did you know they made a game about it too?
No.
It's bad.
Luthen Rael.
Fucking bad.
Where do you see that, Nick?
I just googled Luthen, Luthenrael.
Lego Star Wars.
No, he's not, Jeb. There's a very similar looking guy,
Who's this?
Captain Droven. Look up Captain Droven.
We're getting into glup shito.
Yeah.
Dude.
He had like a 5 point.
Gaper
Like a
Bezos.
5.
We gotta switch off of Star Wars
Jedi
talk.
Bob,
Really?
Solo.
I'm really enjoying this.
Images.
What's it? I only googled Captain D because I don't know how to spell the word.
Draven.
Can I ask a Star Wars question? I want to ask a question.
That
I've
guy?
asked this question for
Yeah,
10
that's what I
minutes.
thought.
That's a fucking question.
That looked like the dad
I don't
from
wanna know.
Good Luck Charlie.
Right. So,
Dude, you're right.
but
Dude,
Luthen
I
Rael
know what
has one of the best speeches in Star Wars ever. Like, Darth Vader, some great speeches. But he talks about how, I won't spoil it for you. I can't put into words how good it is.
Don't spoil it, bro. I'm trying to watch it.
But he has a great scene, and then
Absolutely the coolest Jedi.
One of.
We're not gonna talk
Luke
about,
is the best Jedi.
Blow
Bro.
that junk out of the sky. He's also the same man who said, "Get your filthy cotton picking." Like he fully went on to that role.
And there's that movie
hard,
where he
even.
beats the shit out of
The Black Panther.
Scarlet Witch. I don't think he beats her, but they fight.
Yeah.
Every
I
day I
know.
wake up and I wish you were dead.
It's so funny putting the lines from the other movies into the Star Wars
Yeah.
scenes.
There's
And
a
it's
specific
every
scene
day I
I'm
wish
thinking of.
I wake up and I wish you were dead.
That lightsaber
It's
doesn't
true.
belong to you. Traitor!
Yeah. Oh my god.
They fly now.
You're just making me angry thinking about those movies, how good they could have been.
Yeah, dude.
I heard the other day I saw someone say the first one was like all right. I was like,
Probably me.
It's alright because it's A New Hope.
no,
Phantom Menace.
No, Force
First-
Awakens.
yeah.
Force Awakens
Oh, yeah.
is A New Hope.
I like The Force Awakens. I
But
don't
it's
give a
just 'cause it is
fuck
a-
what y'all
Just
say.
because it is A New Hope.
No, it's not. It's
It
different.
is.
It has the same fucking base.
It's a hero's
plot.
journey, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
it's a hero's journey. You gotta think, like,
I'm-
Jakku
but
is
I'm not-
obviously extremely similar to Tatooine. But, like, it's...
Death Star. Trench Run.
You're not even letting me speak. When I think Rogue One, I think of the scavenging the Imperial Star Destroyer. That's fucking
Yeah.
cool. You
That
can't
is-
lie.
it is
But
pretty
the
cool.
rule of cool versus good story copying another
desert
story
scavenger
is a different.
caught up in a
story.
galactic conflict. A
Meets-
droid holds a map.
Meets Han Solo. Like trust me,
Massive super
it is
weapon.
a copy of A New Hope. Because the writer for A New Hope wrote Force Awakens.
It's,
I dislike it tremendously for
I
that
still
reason
think
alone.
that it had potential to be
It-
That is
don't get me
something.
wrong.
but-
It had
word
potential.
for word.
I,
But
and I
that's
think
because
that
we
even
didn't
if
get
it
the
is
rest of
like
the
a
trilogy.
clone, I think that's kind of cool. Like if it's a
I think it could have been done better. And obviously it had potential because he didn't know the travesty that was The Last
Snoke.
Jedi
Yeah.
and
Snoke just dying
Oh my God.
like that. Oh my gosh! Don't
But
even get me
then-
started.
Rise of Skywalker too. But that's it. Like I get it. Pay homage to New Hope. I dislike that. They could have done something different and something better. But the fact that they have the First Order somehow, have all these troops. There has to be a resistance, even though they came out on top. Like, that's the stuff I would dislike. Is it doesn't follow the logic after.
I can agree
Return
with
of the
that.
Jedi.
It's like they're still going for the scrappy underdog versus
Right,
giant
that's what I'm saying.
superpower, even
But they,
though the
but they have
underdogs
beat
were
for
in
beat,
power.
like, they escape Desert Planet, meet Han Solo. They do it in a different order in A New Hope. They meet Han Solo on Tatooine, but it's the same process of going from desert to Han Solo to.
Bang.
But they even have the bar, and that's what I'm saying. Is there's so much similar with it that you can't. At least I can't. I'm sure you, like you said, you're able to dissociate the fact that they're so similar. But I can't help look at it other than a clone.
I think whenever I say something positive about these, like Book of Boba Fett or Force Awakens, I think you guys think I love them. I think
I'm-
they're a 7 out of 10.
I think 7 out of 10 is too high, to be honest. I would put it.
I think Force Awakens is 7 out of 10. I won't budge on that.
All
Book
right.
of Boba Fett might be like a 5, maybe 4. But I think people treat it as bad as the Acolyte. which
Is it worth
amazing.
watching? Is the question. Regardless.
Force Awakens, yes. Book of Boba Fett has a cool scene with Cad Bane.
Oh,
But even then, they
that's
ruined
pretty
Cad
tough.
Bane.
Cad Bane's pretty cool.
Cad Bane
Yeah.
is the one that
It's
got
not the same Cad Bane from
modified his
Clone Wars,
lungs,
though.
didn't he?
Yeah, he blew, and he got a cool hat.
Yeah, he's got the little shits on there. So
He's
that
like the
he doesn't
judge.
fuck with poisonous gas.
He's not the judge. He's not as cool as the judge.
I was trying to make a parallel with the
I-
hat.
I-
I was doing my best.
Does the judge have collapsed lungs?
No.
No.
Cybernetic
He's like
implants?
7 feet tall.
But like
Isn't it because he has?
Ahsoka was terrible. Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are probably some of the worst things that like Acolyte is maybe the worst. I would put that like if I could give something a 0 out of 10, I would give it a 0 out of 10. But I don't think you're allowed to do that on an out
There
of 10
is-
scale. I would give it like a 0.25 out of 10. Like if I could 0.00001.
You're way too critical, dude.
I'm
Seeing you and McGregor on the screen again is worth 3 points at least.
No, it's not when it's not the same character.
You're just
It's
hating
not Obi-Wan.
so hard. You're
It's not
hating so
Obi-Wan?
hard.
What do you mean
No,
it's not
the
Obi-Wan?
show might be called Obi-Wan, but the character that Ewan McGregor is playing is not Obi-Wan.
The fight scene with Darth Vader.
What do you
No,
mean
it's,
it's
not
not
even a good
Obi-Wan?
fight scene.
It is
The
a good fight
choreography is
scene.
shit.
It's a great fight
I like
scene.
It's
Star
not. It
Wars.
is some of the worst choreography, other than the throne room fight and Rosario Dawson's lazy fighting, that's come out of Star Wars.
Yeah, the lightsaber play has gotten worse.
Nick Gillard
It
isn't a part of
definitely
it.
has, but-
Nick
It's gotten
Gillard,
real
the
bad.
choreographer that did Episode 3, even commented that in Kenobi, the fighting is worse, and it's still hated in Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
So in episode
It's still
4,
hated
Working
in
way too
Ewan.
hard.
What do you
No,
guys?
low key, I can understand the energy, especially for the lightsaber fights, because that's like the whole combat.
And also, they changed the lightsabers. It used to be that silver rod and a thin handle. They changed it to where they have to put batteries in it now and have it be a thicker handle. They fucked with the feeling of the saber. They use them like baseball bats now rather than weightless swords. There's that scene where Obi-Wan is saving Leia. It's pitch black. He ignites the saber, hits a trooper. It bounces off his armor, and then he swings through as if he cut him in half, but it just goes right through and sparks. That dude should have been cut, like, bisected at the torso.
I still think you're hating way too hard.
The show was toothless.
Are you good, Chuck? You got
The whole show, they could have done it if they had good writers, should have been him protecting Luke. Instead, he does the complete opposite of what mission he was charged with at the end of episode 3. Stay on Tatooine, protect Luke, train with Qui-Gon. Instead, for 10 years, or 6 years, he let his force abilities go to waste, didn't do any sort of training, and sat there like a bum carving meat off of corpses.
I don't know
Meanwhile,
what you gotta
when
do.
Leia gets kidnapped by a rogue Inquisitor that shouldn't have survived Order 66, by the way, she should have just been
Yeah.
killed right off rip.
What are you doing?
What is that?
It's my new, I don't know, it's my new bit. I pulled photos of Andy Kaufman.
When Leia gets kidnapped by a rogue Inquisitor, instead of Bail Organa, who, yes, while the Senate and the Emperor are suspicious of him as being part of the rebellion, wouldn't have sanctioned a kidnapping of what they know, or at least know as his biological daughter, or at least adopted daughter. There's no relation to Anakin in any way that they know of. He should have just called in and been like, hey, my daughter's missing. Get some Imperial troops here to help me. It would make the Empire look better, if anything, to Alderaan. They should have shaved his daughter, and then Darth Vader been like, the fuck are you doing, Reva? I think that was her name. You just kidnapped a daughter of a senator. You can't do that. And then you should just kill
They
her.
would've
The
just
fact
killed
that
her.
she survived 2 lightsaber stabbings makes it even worse.
Yeah, I will admit that junk with the Inquisitor was bad, but
And then the
I-
Grand Inquisitor survived one, too.
I would survive a lightsaber stab.
And they're like, oh, he has 2 stomachs. It's like, we've seen Qui-Gon die to one. It somehow Reva survives it.
Shouldn't be on this page, bro. You're spoiling yourself.
You
Yeah.
are.
I already
Um,
know the whole thing.
You don't know
That's
judge
my
on
issue with
war.
it. Is they've also made
What do you
lightsabers
mean?
less effective. Those things
There's
are
a
so hot
chapter
that they
called-
flash vaporize any liquid inside. That's how hot they are. Obviously, you can't do that because they're holding them up to your head. You would burn just from contact. I get it, but we've seen them cut through blast doors. Like you remember episode 1 where he
Yeah.
just plunges in the door, it just starts to melt. Imagine that inside you. Instead, we get Sabine surviving, Rita surviving twice. The
Sabine's
Grand
the chick from Rebels.
We
Yeah.
get
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul surviving.
Well, George Lucas always had
I-
plans to bring back
which
Maul.
I'm okay with. I actually would have liked to have seen him come back in a movie. He should have been the villain in the sequels.
That's
what
a
the villain
whole
should have
other
been.
can of worms,
Yes.
dude. We gotta can it on the Star Wars. I'm
Alright,
kind of tired
alright.
of talking about it.
I just hate Disney Star Wars. I think since 2015, it's been shit. Say what you will about, in your opinion, everyone's entitled to theirs. I can do my best to change people's opinions, but if they're not willing to change opinions or want to change opinions, I get it. In my opinion, though, I think it's shit. And if you compare it in at least what I know is objective writing, where there are objective qualities to writing, I don't think it sustains them.
I feel like also my 2 cents for a lightsaber would be technically, wouldn't it also work as like a colorization?
Yes, but that's what happens when you go quick enough. That's when you cut off limbs. It happens with Anakin. It
Yeah.
happens with Luke. It
Yeah.
happens with everyone that gets a limb cut off. It cauterizes it.
I
But when you
just-
hold it in somebody,
Yeah, then
it's gonna just
you're
heat
just
up.
gonna fucking.
You're essentially
Yeah.
you would
you're
pop. You would be like a heated up. I don't want to say
Hot
water
dog.
balloon, but like a hot dog. Yeah, you would just
7-Eleven
explode.
hot dog
Yeah.
on the fucking spin, bro.
No, in a
In the
microwave.
microwave.
In the
for like
microwave.
5 minutes.
Dude, I got a Snapchat memory of me and Liam in the Rowan 7-Eleven, and he's getting nachos, and he's like pressing the button, and it's like the grossest.
Oh, dude.
It was cheese, and I think it was like chili or something, and it's chili like you press a button and it comes out
just
of a
slops it
machine.
out.
It's so.
God, it was not with that chili, bro.
Chance has an announcement.
Yeah, sorry.
I
Let's
do.
move off Star Wars as a whole.
What's your announcement, Chance?
It's quite a big one, actually.
You're going to Georgia.
No. Well, yes, I am. That's going to be happening in August, though. There's more news that's actually going to be earlier than that. Come the start of June, I'm going to be leaving Jersey again
For how long?
for another 2 months.
So you're just gonna be gone for the summer then?
Yeah, for just about the summer. I'm going to be moving up to Mass again. Probably just going to bring my Xbox, honestly, because I do not want to waste the time in moving my PC up there, paying for the UPS, and then moving it back down just for them to break it again. So I'm just going to have my Xbox up there, sit there for 2 weeks, work out landscaping again, because I want to get enough money for the Georgia trip, and also, I kind of miss you guys. I've got a friend down there that said anytime that I pop down back to Mass, he would definitely hook me up with another Dominican. So
Another what?
I'm a Dominican party. I might come back a little more tan than usual.
Bro's Dominican chart.
Master race.
Master race.
Dominicans, bro. Dude, those motherfuckers, I gotta say this right now, I had a conversation with one of my classmates in class that were saying Dominicans know how to drink, and going to one of their parties, they just kept handing me drinks like it was fucking gummy candy. I would sit there and just chill out, and they're like,
Food
Is
gummy.
it thirsty? You go, just hand me a fucking IPA that's like 5%. I'm like, okay. So I bang the first one, and the next one, somebody hands me a Jack and Coke mixed already. I'm like, I just got here. What's going on? I see kids playing in like a little playground inside of the backyard. Just handing me Jack and Coke.
They're drinking too. The kids are having their own Jack and Coke.
6-year-olds. Yeah.
Like, I was just
That'll get teachers fighting the kids.
That'll have you fighting kids.
Sit down.
Jack
baffled
and
me
Coke.
how nice they were, and like that entire night, I was in heaven. I understand what it is to be Dominican.
You're gonna find yourself a Dominican baddie, dude.
Dude,
Dude.
Damn.
let me
I don't
tell you.
know, bro. Boston women.
Spanish women are crazy. I've been with a couple.
You think
Spanish
Boston chicks
women.
are
I don't know.
As long as they're not like a.
I think Boston people in general suck.
Boston people are crazy.
Dude, Chance is gonna
But
come back and he's
his-
gonna talk funny. You better
his-
not talk funny. I'm gonna be
Dude.
mad.
Let me-
Hispanic
remember-
people are like crazy though.
When I went down there for 6 months, I had a bit of an accent coming back. Iced coffee. I had a real emphasis on the cough.
No good.
Coffee.
Dude, that's
The-
gay.
Because
Cut
like
it out.
That's so
half of
gay.
the time we would get fucking Dunkins if we ever were in
Dunkin'.
Boston.
Bro,
yeah,
think he.
Dunks, bro.
Bro, think he.
Dunkaroo.
What's the guy's? Bro, think he
Ben
Batman.
Affleck.
Bro, think he Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Ice Spice Munchkin.
Boston.
I still
It's
like
just
his commercials though.
all
Those commercials
Dunkin'
are really
Donuts.
funny.
That's all Massachusetts ever will be. Is their entire trait is Five Guys, Dunkin' Donuts.
Five Guys is
That's
Boston.
Dude, Five
So
Guys.
expensive.
The one friend who lives all the way in Leicester. Please dox him. This dude religiously, anytime we go to Boston, he has to hit up a Five Guys.
Boston.
We might have to visit you. I'll take the train up.
I'll take a trip to Boston.
Amtrak
dude.
is
go to
the
Boston.
Amtrak train because I don't know if you guys noticed, but May 7th there's a new
Oh, yeah.
thing for real IDs for flights.
There's
You
no
have
way
to
they
have
don't
them.
push that back.
Dude, that's when I'm getting a passport because
I
of
literally,
that.
because I have to catch a flight in February 27th or May 27th. And if you go on the New Jersey DMV and you try to make an appointment for Real ID, it's booked to August.
Dude, your best bet is getting a passport.
You just have to get a passport.
You
And I had to
have
pay
to.
just to get a passport in under like you pay a regular passport, it's like $180. I had to pay $260 just to get my passport
You gotta get extra
within 2 months.
Yeah,
Is it a
dude.
gold star for real ID?
Yeah, you have to have a
Yeah,
star at
if
the
you don't
very
have
top.
it, it'll say not for Real ID purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have it then. Yeah.
Here, I'll show you.
But
I
If
got
you
the-
think there's about 9 million people live in New Jersey,
Is it just Jersey for the real ID?
It's
Or
a
is
whole-
it-
it's
is it
nationwide. Everywhere.
Okay.
but if you look at
I hear it's
Pennsylvania,
rough in
for
New Jersey.
verification,
I see, yeah.
that stuff.
What
It
is
is,
I hear it's the
These
roughest to
probably.
get.
I heard Pennsylvania is really bad too.
but there's something that, in my opinion, is like breaking the system, which is what I'm going to do for June if I don't get the real ID or the passport. Planes have to have the real ID or passport.
Yeah.
Trains,
You don't need that.
you don't need it.
That's right.
It's public
Wait,
transportation.
so Chance, you're gonna be in fucking Massachusetts, and how are you getting to Tennessee in July?
We'll take the train back.
I'll take the train. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. So I have one of my friends in North Jersey. He's gonna come down to Philly's 30th station, and I'm gonna meet him there. Then we're gonna walk to the Philly airport. Where am I at? I still have to decide on what we're gonna do because they're big with anxiety, so I have to come on the flight with them. But I'm coming back to New Jersey. I think August 15th or 16th. So I'm gonna be here for a week. Then I'm gonna hit up Georgia. After Georgia, for a week, I think September 4th, I come back. I'll be back for good, for a decent. Because then I gotta start the electrician shit. But
Like electrician school, like more school or.
Like
4
apprenticeship.
years of that shit. Because I found out this whole course I'm doing doesn't even count towards my education. I
Really?
just did a whole 6 months for 1 year of schooling that technically can go towards any of the electrician things, but if you're in union, whole different thing. You have to take the union schooling.
And you can't not be in the union.
For union, you have to also work while you're doing the schooling. It's the same thing for electrician, but you can opt in for that 4 years of schooling before you get into the 4 years of the trade. So you can do 4 years of schooling and then be unemployed or like have like a low job and then go into the whole 4 years of work where you can do workforce and not have to do schooling. And then once you get that, you got your license and shit.
You'll crush that though.
Oh,
I know you. You'll crush that. I have a buddy who does.
Oh, yeah.
Along the same path.
Speaking of, finals got back. 81.5.
Dude.
What'd you name the pass?
Killer.
70.
There you go.
So
bro.
I
Dude,
got
call it an
I
82.
crushed.
Call it an 82.
Dude,
12 points. Come on.
82.
There you go.
And
There you go.
funny enough, I was stressing all about, dude, these big problems and the new thing with the fucking circuits that we had. I was like, I'm cooked. I didn't have the big problems. I think I had all the small ones. I didn't have the big ones. Opposite, bro. I had none of the small ones, but all of the big ones.
Oh, really?
You only deal
Yeah,
with
the
large
inverse.
potatoes, bro.
Dude,
Only
We
that-
want beef, not veggies, not squash.
that
Dude.
boy like to talk.
let me
Dude,
tell you.
Chance popped that with Mops. This kid deserves. I think.
Dude,
I
They
think he
gotta
might need
shoot
some
a
more.
little, but he's gonna shoot a lot.
Chance shot a lot. He might need more honey flavor backwoods.
My dude.
I
Low
think
key,
we need to play cowboy face before Chance goes as a send off.
Absolutely. I don't think I've had this before in my life, but this semester I'm like, I need to finish this semester school and I need to I need to destroy myself.
When,
Like,
when do your semesters end?
Wednesday.
I
Pretty
think
much.
the last time
This
I
week?
destroyed myself was the
Yep.
Eucharist.
I'm busy as
That was the last time I genuinely. I was not like destroyed,
Eucharist
but I
had
was
you
pretty
yakking,
distraught.
You yacked off the uke?
He yacked off the Eucharist.
But let me tell you, it wasn't like a oh my god I'm fucked I have to yak. I literally
He
went
just
in the
pulled
bathroom,
Trey.
I was just
It was
like-
just a
I pulled
spontaneous
Trey.
purple spray.
He
Dude,
was-
Oh
he
my
was-
God.
Dude, I
He
had
was
blueberry. I had
spraying the wall.
I had blueberry slurp juice in that toilet. Just
The cabinet started moving.
What's that mean?
Dude, Chance, why don't you tell him the story about how the cabinets...
All right, so Eucharist night. Everybody knows that night was a movie.
That was a great night.
Movie, bro. Of course, we had Jeb becoming a beluga whale and starting to squirt water on us
Oh
that was
my
inside
God.
his fucking mouth.
Just spray.
I was showing Sack that night,
Dude,
dude.
I was-
You were showing
I
an
was showing
absurd
Tip.
amount of sack and tip.
I was
That's
showing Tip.
When was? I don't think I was there. When was?
Dude,
this?
the Eucharist.
With the
Yeah.
Eucharist, it was literally grape soda and vodka.
No, when was it?
Long time ago.
Sup was it
decent
summer?
bit.
Yeah.
We were in the hot tub.
Yeah. But
It was fall.
Eucharist night, we started mixing some of the grape soda and went, damn, this don't even taste like alcohol.
Dude, that's the blood of Christ right
That's
there.
We were
the
drinking the
blood
blood
of
of
Christ that I was
Christ.
drinking. I was like, this is bad. So I'm like finishing mine, and then Nick decides to put his in front of mine, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously he's just showing his ass. He's just putting it there because I just finished mine. He goes, no, you can finish
Monk.
mine. Down, right? We start going off the Eucharist for a little bit, and then eventually everybody started to flake. But let me tell you, all right, I was a D1 stealth trooper throughout that entire night.
I
'Cause let me
remember
tell
that.
He clutched.
Because I remember
Oh,
your
clutch.
mom
The
came out,
clutch.
and we were like standing in a circle. I was like, Chance, talk, because it's like a gallon of Tito's, and like, Chance, tuck it under your sweatshirt. Chance, she's coming out with Tater, tuck it now. And then you're just standing there like, just holding a gallon of Tito's under your sweatshirt.
I had it under, right? And she started coming over. And, you know, I'm just talking. And the one thing I found out, right? Even if you have the most heat on you, the way to act the least suspicious is to be the most talkative. Because I was sitting there engaging so much of the conversation with them. And I even dropped down to pet Tater. And I remember to try to keep my back always to her during that time. So I had it behind my back, petting Tater. The first thing you're going to think is, if you're the mule, there's no way you're interacting this much.
No what?
No. So I think that pulled off a lot of the heat, and then I eventually just swap-a-rooed once we got behind her, and I brought that in, dude. I felt like I just took 2 tours in Nam. I felt
did.
so
Smuggling
nice.
coke over the border,
You
dude.
should have gotten a medal for that.
I should have. That should have been like the.
You should have gotten a star of service.
That should have been.
He earned a one-way trip to my Fusan.
Dude. Then
That's-
the real war started happening. I just got drafted, and that's when it started hitting me crazy. I was sitting there.
It was just me and Chance at this point. Everyone else went home.
Yeah.
I was. I
Nick
think
came
I was
back
already
in.
asleep.
I remember because you were supposed to go home, right? And then
I think so, yeah.
somehow you just, I think, ended up staying at Jeff.
Because Nick came in back for the bottle, and I think we handed it off, and then I kind of sat there at the futon, and I'm
I remember what
sitting.
happened. Manny was leaving, and then he was leaving early.
He just bounced, right?
Yeah, he was leaving early, and then he asked Chance if he was coming with him, and then Chance was like, no. And then I'm like, well, then who the fuck is going to take you home? And it's like, nobody, bro. So he just stayed the night at my house.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I'm sitting on the futon, and first thing I'm doing, I'm like, all right, I'm sitting down. No motor functions are going to action. This means that this is going to hit harder than me just being active. So I kind of sit there and I'm like, man, I'm really fucking hot. I'm kind of like, there's a dresser in front of me. There's 4 tabs for like pulling out clothes. And I said, middle row is going to be my baseline. If middle row means that I'm fucked, then once I start getting better, I go up a row, and that's how I know I'm fine. Once I get to the top row, I'm cool. I can go to sleep. Because I know if I fall asleep, first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to wake up, feel like shit, go throw up. So I said, we're staying up. We're fucking hitting this. So I'm sitting there, I'm staring at the dresser. 30 minutes go by, and I'm still staring at this dresser in the same spot. I'm like, bro, I feel worse. I've gotten worse at the time. And it went on for a solid hour. I went up 1 because I was like, maybe I'm just like psyching myself out. Maybe I am better. My brain is just telling me I'm not getting better because I'm not going up 1. So I went up 1, but worse, went back down. And eventually, after like 2 hours of just kind of sitting there and kind of drifting off every now and then, I eventually went in the bathroom and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna piss. And after I pissed,
Just coming out the
all
nose.
came out.
Out the nose?
Out the
All came
nose.
out.
There's nothing like that smell.
All came out. Then, but the thing is, right? I've been sick a lot of my life, and the thing is that I've thrown up crazy in my lifetime. So I've got like a decent game plan when it comes to throwing up. So when I got to that point, I wasn't like a panicking, I'm gonna throw up. I was just sitting there like, all right, I'm about to.
You were ready to deal with the problem.
And it
You were
all
just
came out.
tired of it.
I was just ready. I was waiting that whole 2 hours for. If anything, I was actually pretty mad at the throw up. At that, it should have came a little earlier instead of making me wait all this time. But did that. I think Jeb. I'm pretty sure you woke up.
No, there's no. I don't. Because I remember we got Wawa the night after, and we were eating
That's when I
pretzels
was
and just
talking about
talking about the night before.
Dude.
So, because you were like, yeah, when I threw up in your bed, I'm like, hold on, wait, you threw up in my
Yeah.
bed?
It was crazy. Like that entire night, I was soaring. That entire time, I felt like I was on top of the world. And then once I got in that bathroom and threw up, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm ready.
Dude, my sister came in our room, or in my room too, 'cause she was drunk as fuck as well. And she just fell asleep on my bed. So it was the 3 of us just
Just passed
No.
out.
dead. Yeah, we were knocked like some Fortnite, dude.
Dude, I let me tell you, I think I stayed up for at least like 2 or 3 hours after that event because I was just kind of sitting there laying. I was like, I should be asleep right now, but I'm not. I don't know why. It's anytime we ever have something that night or the night next, like the hiking trips, half the time I'm up at like 5 a.m. and I finally go to sleep or I just stay up throughout the fucking hike. I remember that one time I stayed up through a hike. I regretted it heavy. My legs were fucking killing me.
That was
Worst
probably
shit.
4 birds, though.
Dude.
Do you
That
remember?
was the craziest trip we've done.
Oh.
Do you remember the night before we went? The one night we went to Philly.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, dude, daylight savings.
daylight savings.
Clutched.
It hit 2, and all of a sudden it was back to 1, and we were like, dude.
That was tonight. And then we were all just fucking throwing pillows at each other.
I have that picture of you where you look like a monster. You're like,
like
in
a
the
skinwalker,
dark.
dude.
I think it was me, you, and Nick, like lined up, like
Yeah.
sardines in a can on the bed.
You remember the night before Florida where we were
That was
Bro,
bad.
year.
The
What
first,
a
like,
fucking mess. Because like I was the first driver and everybody was like up, and I'm just like,
We were throwing pillows at Vince, who fell asleep
that was
first.
so funny.
yeah, dude, that was so
Godfather
funny.
was just playing.
That was good times.
We were just saying the N word. I not me, of course.
We.
None of us.
I didn't say
No,
the
I
The
N-word.
other people who were present, and the media, which was on the TV, and the other people present, not named. You guys wouldn't know.
You've never met them. They go to a
Yeah,
different school.
they go to a different high school.
They go to a different school.
They were saying profanities, unspeakable profanities. And I was like,
What is this junk?
"What is this junk? Are
We
you?"
can't stand for this.
So, we're in somebody's
were home.
parents' house. Won't they care?
That night was
Oh.
a mess because we were up.
We were up till
extremely
3.
late.
It was like 3, and then we were gonna leave at like 5. I remember waking up after 2 hours of sleep and like being a zombie, putting our last stuff in the
Yeah,
car.
we were like, all right, phone chargers, bathroom, backpacks, whatever, go. I feel bad for you, man. That was
I was working at Heritage at the time, so I was doing those opening shifts, so I was kind of used to it.
right.
So I was ready.
That's why I'm scared for if I ever get invited to an overnight trip. That's why I'm especially looking forward to the camping trip. Because I don't think anybody here has experienced, other than, actually, we had one camping trip, I think, here that we did, where we experienced the overnight dumbness of when
You're right. I did.
somebody's up and I'm also up and I have to do dumb shit. I remember I still had a recording of Jeb just sleep talking throughout the night.
I remember
Fucking
that.
Where we
crying.
slept over and then we went hiking.
Yeah, I remember being on the cot, and I think it was Chance like just driving. I'm like, go to bed.
Driving.
Dude, Chance stays up until 8 in the morning. You were awake
The
at
kid's a warrior.
8:30 this morning when I texted Batman's birthday bash.
Yeah.
Answer this for me. Answer this for the viewers at home. Did you go to sleep or did you stay up all night?
I went to sleep at 2 p.m. and woke
Today?
up at 7.
Like today.
Today.
Chance, we gotta
Oh
talk
my
after the
God.
cast. bro.
That's why definitely the Massachusetts trip is definitely gonna have to happen, because I've been just sitting at home putting in applications and nobody's
Nobody gets back to me. My sister, because my
Walmart
sister's
hasn't.
coming back from school. You can't find a job. Even the same thing happened to me.
Nobody wants to work. These kids these days.
That's
Nobody
right.
wants to
Chance,
work.
absolutely.
Oh,
right.
dude.
Better, everyone wants to work, and there's no spots open.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could put in the application, and you could call them and send emails, and you could call back 8 times, and they're just gonna be like, "No, we're not."
Switching gears, dude. Did you guys see the White House post the thing with Donald Trump with
The Pope?
Sith lightsaber?
I
What the
didn't see
fuck was
that.
that about? Dude, this shit
Like
is
he's
so
watched a fucking Star Wars film in his life.
And it's like they're glazing so hard. And it's like, y'all know my
Right to
political
left.
stances. So I don't, like, the
It's a little much
glaze
sometimes.
is just too much.
AI Star Wars Donald Trump.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's ridiculous.
The one that I saw was
And then the Pope,
yeah.
Nick Diana sent us the group chat. That's ridiculous. I don't like that at all.
I forget what they said.
He's
about
not
it.
even Catholic.
I don't like that one bit.
You know who is
That's
Catholic?
junk.
Though? Joe Biden. Joe Biden, next pope.
I don't know why we can't
Joe
have Jay
Biden.
Schlatt as the next fucking pope.
Flight
I
is.
could be-
He
the next
already,
Pope.
Like,
dude,
react.
Flight would be handing out duck pack stimulus checks for the damages caused by the duck pack.
I was baptized as a Catholic. They can make me a pope.
Do you think that, like, next, if Flight Reacts gets enacted into the Pope, do you think he's gonna start handing out, like, the way to baptize somebody is to make them green out? Give them the duck pack and make them green out.
Blow smoke in the baby's face.
Yeah. Get them contact eye.
LeBron.
Yo,
But
love
yeah,
it goes
it's
this
like-
baby.
The press within the White House has been so weird lately. It's
has.
been
I like the press secretary. I think she's doing good, but like the tweets and the posts are a little odd.
It's strange,
AI
dude.
generated Mexican woman dying as if she's being
Yeah,
deported.
it's a.
It's like
That's the
this
weird-
generation that's like
It's
in right now.
It's trying to be
Korea.
relatable. I think it's
Yeah.
like well, AI stuff is relatable, so let's
AI is
pump
junk.
it out. It
It's
is
junk.
junk. It is absolute trash.
Bottom of the barrel content.
Yeah.
I think one of the funniest things that they posted was that Houthi bombing, where it's just footage from a drone strike that Trump just detweeted. He
I don't even
tweeted.
know what you're referencing. To tell you the
It's
truth.
just a video of a drone strike that he just put out in public social media.
I don't think
And
it's-
so these Houthis in like a square, I think it was Houthis, and we hit them with a bomb, and they just all fall down. This was it. Yeah. This is what they post.
No landscape, low key crazy.
And they're gone.
Told me full.
That was officially posted.
I think I did see that.
I haven't seen.
wasn't it supposed to be like private or something?
Oh,
I don't remember, but that's what's left. They're all
Crater.
standing up and
Bro, that looks like the moon.
yeah, they turn it into the moon.
Goodness me.
These Houthis gathered for instructions on an attack. Oops. There will be no attack by these Houthis.
Oh my god,
see-
dude.
If
Good
you keep
lord.
doing stuff like that, I feel like it kind of be the equivalent of like we just nuked Japan, like the announcement of some official military operation. I feel like that's the modern day equivalent.
I don't think
Or,
so,
like,
because
we
it's not
we
like.
landed in Normandy. Obviously, it's not
Yeah,
as big, but
You just bombed 30 guys standing in a circle in the middle of the
Nothing
road.
happened at Tiananmen Square.
You don't
and
think
then
that's
an
pretty
image of
hard,
the
though?
train.
To like
Nothing
flex that
happened.
you literally smited these guys off the
I don't
face of
think
the
it's,
earth.
Alright.
it's definitely
Or,
a flex.
don't get me wrong.
But it's just
Maybe
so funny.
I don't know. Are Houthis?
They shot at us. They missed by like a mile or something like
I
that.
remember
but
that. They
still
shot at a
us.
boat.
Yeah, they shot at a boat with like an AT-4, and it just went a mile away, and then we were like, eh.
But
It
what
just
actually?
nailed
What
them.
are the Houthis?
You know who else attacked our ships once?
Israel.
Don't fuck with the boats.
Israel did. The USS
Yemeni
Liberty, I
political
think,
and military
Yeah, they're
organization.
Guys,
in the
let's
50s.
give more money to Israel.
Sorry, sir. Let's just stop giving money out.
Oh.
We gotta not be.
Don't be political.
What if?
No, that's not even that.
What if our glorious president Donald Trump gave us approximately
7 days to not kill each other.
$140 to buy another microphone and a 6-way audio mixer?
I need a stimulus check.
How about these
Nah.
three? Throw in $10 or something.
I'll throw in 15.
Pull out the wallet, buddy. Get it out.
Hold on.
Give it to Daddy Mike.
You ready? You ready?
What? No, I'm not.
Not you,
Is
kid.
that your
You need to go.
insurance? What is
What
that?
about the insurance card?
Bro's got a paperclip.
I think it's really
ball
funny.
in, and fly.
I have this like
I'm
I
taking
have
you
a
back.
Five Guys $20 gift card, and I think it's so funny that it's Chance P check.
I think we wrap it up.
I
Go
think we're gonna wrap
pee.
it up soon.
Finish.
I reckon.
I think we just wrap it up now.
I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
Real quick, Five Guys. I had a $25 gift card. I stopped in
You get a
before I had to
burger
visit.
and a
I
fucking
got
dirty
a
look.
burger with bacon, a drink, and a milkshake because I want a milkshake.
Milkshakes are good though.
The milkshake
They're
was
really
delicious.
good.
That's why I
So,
got it.
I like how they
I-
have the separation of they have cookies and it's instead of a one Oreo milkshake, they have the cookies and then they have the cream.
Mhm.
I like that.
But that's what I ordered was a milkshake, burger with bacon, and a drink. That's $25 gift card. That thing has a few cents left on it. It is so goddamn expensive.
That's why I'm like I have this $20 gift card. If I go get a burger, fries, and a drink,
I didn't even get fries. I just got the burger.
it's raw.
It's
dude.
so fucking expensive.
It's so good, dude. Though there's a really good
It's
place.
so greasy, but I love it.
There's a place. I forgot what Smash Bros.
Smash burgers.
No,
Yeah,
Smash
Glassboro.
Bros. in Glassboro.
What's my burger?
Not Smash Burger, but Smash Bros.
Ah.
It's like right
Nintendo's
down
gonna
the
sue
street
'em.
from Smash Burger. It's across from the Hot Pot place. It's really good.
Did well to try it soon.
Is it one of those established in 2018 where different burger chain?
No, it's it's kind of like that, except you go and they give it to you on like a paper plate, like it's a picnic,
Oh,
and it's like a
I forgot I changed Tanya's name to the weapon.
as we're talking on here, I see the weapon reacted to a chat.
He's not from fucking Halo.
They call it the what?
The weapon. Oh, true. We Me and Joe were studying early, and I was like, what if we just start calling Matoush the weapon? Should we call it here?
He's a blue AI lady.
They call him a what? A weapon of sorts?
A
Why do you
weapon?
have a picture of Julian?
You'll never know when he might need
It's
it.
the Polaroid, dude. All right.
He's the guest.
All right, I
Guys.
say we wrap it up since 2 hosts have left, and it's,
Yeah.
I got work.
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
zoom in on the last three of us, and we're gonna.
We're gonna sing the theme song.
Also, it was you zooming in, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not like manually. Like I just click center stage,
Okay.
and then it.
Well, like on the individual people.
All I can do is this.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No, center stage. If I click center stage, it'll just pick a person to focus on.
Interesting. Now it's on. Is it on me or you,
I
Trent?
don't know. Yeah, I mean it works if it's. Whoa! Wait, I
I
didn't.
you can pan zoom.
But-
That's what I was saying. You can pan the camera.
I didn't know I could do that.
Alright, guys, let's sing the theme song for our podcast. Alright, everyone? 5.
Podcast song.
I could
This
have my
is the
Gucci
podcast
on.
song.
I could have my Louis Vuitton.
But even with nothing on, I made you look. I made you look. Killer cast.
And with
guys.
that, we are now demonetized because we've sung 30 seconds of a song.
It was
30
pitch
seconds.
perfect. The AI can't tell the difference.
Killer cast. And it's over.